So I'm really surprised. The difference is not very big. So the biggest difference I feel is the weight, so that it's more light. And because it's lighter, my hand can be faster. So I achieve probably even higher speed ball with the Grazer than with the Dignix. The spin, for me, it's really comparable. So it's almost the same, but I try more a little bit, okay? The Grazer, you can see that I have much more control. So this is for players who want to have, especially in return, and also while spinning the ball, they want to keep in control. So of course you have to be very skilled and use your body a lot to have a lot of fast ball. I cannot achieve the same speed as with the Dignix. I can play more precise because I have a bigger range of power what I can put into the ball. And the ball is still on table. Okay? So the range of control what I put into the ball has to be also bigger. And I could feel overall that the basic speed while doing the same strokes are slower, is less compared to the Dignix. With the Grazer, I can play slower, but that means that with the same amount of power, it's less energy going out. Well, actually, it's a really good rubber. As I said, I can picture many even good players trying to play with that. Okay. Okay, so what I like on the Grazer 09C and with the Dignix 09C, it's very similar to that one because you also have the curve, you have more curve bounce. So this is really nice, you know. You can really close the racket when you play counter spin. And you have very good control, but not this speed, so you don't have to play so precise. You have a bigger range and how to play the boss. That's why I want my students to play with a little bit less fast racket to be more safe. The downside is that you have to learn to use more the speed of the opponent because it's not so much speed already in the rubber. But as you could see, if the opponent is playing a good stroke, so I can even add to that stroke. So that's also very good. No, it's difficult to tell what's the difference because I'm very used to the way how the normal Tenergy or the Tenergy 05 especially here is bouncing. So in this bounce, Resena bounce different, but not a big difference. I can feel now that this has more energy putting back with the same movement. So with the Resena you have more control and it's more forgiving. But as I said, you know, this is you feel it when you're a very good player. You feel that you have more safety and the balls are a little bit slower. You feel that. But when you are like a beginner, you play table tennis for 5, 6, 7 years, it's not a big difference. When I did start to play table tennis, I had to change the rubbers a lot. But nowadays, with these products like Rossena and Grazer, actually I would go another route. So I would take the rubbers from the very beginning and pair it with a very slow wood for the beginners, and then slowly increase the speed of the wood. But I would stick with the rubbers, because the rubbers from the very beginning, they have the quality that you can use it from very little to very good professional player. I think it's more easy to switch only the blade than to switch the rubbers also. It's not so much of a big difference, you know. So it's more easy, and the kid or the player feels more comfortable because the difference is not as big. Actually, I think for the very beginners, it's better if they, from the very beginning, they try to make a movement that's very similar to then later on. And if they start with a completely different racket, they have to start with a completely different movement. So I think this is also beneficial then for the development of the player, that from the very beginning they have the same material or very similar, only the wood maybe changes, so that they, especially on the slower balls, they can start to develop one feeling. Of course, the first couple of weeks or months are difficult, because with this material, with the Grazer series and the Rossena series, you immediately have to adjust for the spin, because you feel the spin. So maybe the very beginning is more difficult. So, but if you keep the motivation and if you try to adjust correctly from the very beginning, I think it could be very beneficial for later on. So, first of all, I think the normal way, or until now, how you would have these different periods of your material is that you change, very rarely you change only the rubbers. How to avoid making too many mistakes when you change is that in principle you need to adjust then your power, what you give into the ball, because the racket is now faster. You try to play the ball more gentle, and the goal is always to play very safe. So this should be always your goal, to put the ball with good quality on table. And then slowly you have to learn to adjust and to play the ball then also with more spin safely on the table. Actually, you know, my style was very unique and I was a very versatile player. And for that, of course, I have to have confidence in my material. And of course, I have to practice. I want to ask young players to be a little bit more creative and try new strokes. And especially with these rubbers, with Grazer series and Rossena series, you can do all of that fun stuff and you can be very creative because you can rely on your material. So I would do that. I would try to practice my old strokes, but also at least once, twice a year try to find some new tactics, some new techniques, some new stuff, because this is also a lot of fun to find yourself finding new ways of how to hit the ball. I would do it. If I would come back, I would start with Grazer series and I would try to go from there. So that's why I see myself completely open to the possibility to play with even not the most expensive series of rubbers, playing and still competing on a very high level. Thank you very much.